Well, hello and welcome to glennzb TV for Wednesday, the show that puts glennzb up your Periscope. I'm bringing New Zealand to the world and the world to New Zealand. Why does New Zealand Post have an art collection? I mean, they're selling it because they need the cash. But a lot of people have been asking, why did they have an art collection to begin with? And I think the answer is pretty obvious. They wanted to give people something nice to look at while they're waiting in the queue. Try and take their mind off it. Try and prevent a possible riot because there's always a queue, isn't there? And even if there's only two people in the queue, the person in front of you doesn't speak the same language as the person who's serving them. Probably there's a queue next to you that's moving very quickly, and you've just got one person. Just think, if you could then turn to one side and appreciate some art while that was happening, I'm sure that would be far less infuriating. How super is Tuesday? I sort of... because everybody's been calling it super... I mean, I know it's Wednesday, but because everybody's... I just feel like it's bigger and better and brighter. And I just wonder if we should call days super more often. You know, I used to work in a building back in the old days last year when there was a sign on the lift doors that said, "Choose your attitude." And I always thought that was just ridiculous corporate jargon. But... you can see where they're coming from, and I just sort of think if we had a sign on our lift doors now that say, "Make today super." No. The robot apocalypse, just in case you weren't aware, it is happening all around us. The latest development is that a Google car, self-driving car, has crashed into a bus. Obviously, they haven't quite figured out why this happened. Well, they haven't. I know why this happened. It's because they did it on purpose. It's just the robots taking over. There's nothing more to it than that. There's nothing more sinister than that. By the end of the year. Or they'll run us over in their self-driving cars. And finally, yes, I know Crusher Collins is going after the gangs, but so am I. Because gangs are stupid. And I know if you're in a gang and you're watching this, you're probably going to come to my house and firebomb it or whatever. But it was worth it just to have my say. I was at the service station the other day, putting petrol in the car, family in the car, and a guy, I think he may have been a mongrel mob member. He was definitely patched up anyway. In fact, that's all he had a sleeveless one. You'd get the cold arms driving around on a stupidly loud motorbike in the sleeveless, wouldn't you? But he's obviously just so tough because he's in a gang. He just doesn't care how cold his arms get. Looked ridiculous. Enormous guy. Just absolutely enormous. He pulled up to the Bowser next to me, put petrol in his one. Everybody just sort of... they did that thing where they tried to pretend that they couldn't see him in case they didn't want to catch his eye. He instantly makes people feel uncomfortable. And then... according to the domestic manager, she saw him just spit on the ground right next to some around intimidating people just because you ride a stupidly loud bike and have the stupid vest without the sleeves. You're just a tosser. And I'm hoping you don't watch this show. Because I can't help thinking that if I said that to your face at the service station, he $5 to pour petrol on me. They are tossers, aren't they? We all know they are. So the next time you see one of those guys, by all means, don't catch their eye yourself. What a tosser. And I think that'll put a little spring in your step as you go to pay for your gas. I am glennzb. That... was glennzb TV. Thank you so much for having me up at Periscope. See you back here again tomorrow. Gang members, not welcome.